Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit that is a papercraft kit and to hang out with you. I'm going to throw the Baer Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw those back at me. I'm going to hit the applause for Harold. Harold, thank you very much for hosting the stream. Hello to Aristofan and Lord Crashington and Ig. Welcome. Welcome. And Lashbrook is here. Hell yeah. Lashbrook. They arrived. The Muse are here. They showed up. Jam is here. Hi, Jam. Lashbrook, I'll have a mailbag video going up tomorrow. But yeah, they arrived. I'm very glad they got here. So now I have a model kit to build. Harold's here, of course, and I also have a Mega Constructs to build. Earlier than they said, even, yeah. To update folks that may be curious about my situation here, I got a gift card last week for doing a thing, whatever, on Wednesday, and used it immediately. Immediately on Wednesday, I was like, I need to spend this Amazon gift card right now to buy model kits. So I just got notice an hour ago that they supposedly have been shipped and are due to arrive on Wednesday. Because I did the like, hey, let it take longer. Get a dollar, digital dollar or whatever. So supposedly they're going to arrive on Wednesday, but I bet they don't. I bet they arrive later than that, and that's fine because I do have some stuff to build. Welcome, everybody. We already have more people than we normally do this early in the stream. Very excited about that. We're going to get to building in a moment or two. This is the opening. We're kind of just hang out, wait for some folks to join us, then we get to building. Reminder, if you use Twitch Prime, and you have to manually renew that, if you'd like to do that, being a subscriber is a great way to support the channel. But also, I understand if some people are like, I want to do less of that. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, I can't tell if I'm paler because of the settings that I've been playing with or because I haven't been outside. Dude Wants His Rug is here. Fuck yeah. What's up, Dude Wants His Rug? But yeah, I can tell that things are different than they were because the metal of my headphones. Lord Crashens is here. Lord Crashington was already here. We knew that, but throwing Santa Claus in there. Yeah. I can tell that this is fuzzier. So, I redid a bunch of settings. And then luckily I noticed that my audio settings, the things that I had changed about it, reset a bunch of things that definitely should not have been reset. To the point where I'm peaking now. I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit, but when I did my test tonight, getting ready for the stream, I had no volume. I had my mic was barely picking up anything. Turns out one of my many settings on one of the two advanced volume controls on my PC was set low. Really not good. So that's been fixed, which is great. We're going to build. We're doing a papercraft kit. We're doing this papercraft kit, which is, not great to see here because it's the green. But we started it on Saturday, and we've got our figures done here. They're ready to go. They just need a backdrop. They need a base of operations and a backtrack to live on, and then they're going to need me to put just so much glue and fuzz to make grass and ground. It's going to be interesting. If you haven't been to a Build with Baer workshop before, or if it's been a while, we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to hang out. I'm going to do some building. We're going to go to the overhead now. This is the overhead here. You can see what I've been working on there. Epic Open World just subscribed with Twitch Prime. That's 13 months. Thank you so much. Let's throw the Baer Cave, Lego, the Scythe emote while I do this. Hit the old soundboard Rooney. my soundboard. Thank you so much, Epic Open World, for your continued support. It means a lot. And reminder, as Epic Open World did, if you are currently a subscriber, you gotta manually renew that if you're a Twitch Prime when it expires. They're pretty good about telling you having better ways of telling you things like that. But also, I got an email that one of the things they mentioned at TwitchCon, Twitch did. One of the things they mentioned they were going to start doing was they were going to make changes to your homepage. My page, twitch.tv/PatBaer. They're going to change some stuff around. They've started to implement those changes, or they're getting ready to do it. And the fact that they are like doing a preview is so nice because you may remember when 2-month badges came out, they just didn't tell people. They just did it, and people were like, "But I don't have those. I need to make those now. What are we doing?" Oh, Blasphemer just subscribed with tier 1. That's 4 months. Thank you so much. Says boom back at you. Thank you so much. I need to check out the preview for mine. Yeah, Lord Crashington, it looks like it's just going to here's the big thing they've got, Lord Crashington. Integrated, no need for a third-party app or or some sort of widget. You can add a schedule. You can do it weekly. You can do it, every time you're doing it. Since I do the same start and end time 3 times a week, I was able to put in Monday, Thursday, Saturday, this time. That's going to be great, and theoretically, it will tell you the time locally. So for the folks of you on the West Coast, folks international, folks that are not on the East Coast like me, when I put in 9 p.m., it will tell you your time when it is. Theoretically. That's not been proven, but that apparently is what's up. And that will be great. Okay, so this L2 is here. All right, so we are slowly going to be assembling the ground here. We're gonna build our layers of the ground. This is set here. You can see there's some lines here. Maybe you can see that if I go up here. There's some lines. That's just going to tell you where things are going. So we want to make sure that before we glue, we're going to make sure that we're getting our layers right because this is where our trees, our branches are going to be, and this is where where everybody's going to live. So we got to make sure that we're lining things up correctly. This kit looks great. Yeah. So obviously, you can see where paint would make this stand out even more. There's points, and they even reference in the kit, here's some colors to use. But I think on its own, it's still very striking, and I'm very much interested in seeing the final results here. So this is going to be L2 here, and we'll use. I didn't really talk about this too much on Saturday, but these are all pre-cut, and they just kind of held on by little pieces that here and there, and you can kind of break it apart anyway. The smaller pieces, you do need so this is L2, which is going to be the very top layer, and that's going to go on M2, which is this one here. They do a pretty good job of kind of letting you know where things, where cuts to make if you want to make cuts. The internal, you're really going to need an X-Acto knife, so I would recommend an X-Acto knife if that's something that you own. But yeah, we're gonna make sure, we're gonna do our damnedest to make sure that we are putting things where they need to be when we start doing the glue assembly, because we want to make sure that we are lining up all the slots on here properly, so that our trees can really get in. Because, are we going to put glue on this, on the pegs before we slot them in? Of course we are. But if it really nestles in there well, it's going to hold up, because none of these things are going to have back supports. None of them are going to have wedges. We could add that if we wanted to, but it would definitely take away from the 3D effect that we're building here. I should stress, again, this is the second time I've ever done this. I've done one other papercraft kit, It was Totoro. It does rule school. This is my second ever. So, I am still very new to this. Um, I've been paying close attention to the instructions. I did some research. I could not find a video of anyone assembling this kit, but the Totoro kit, and then there's a Kiki's Delivery Service kit that's really nice that I've seen people do. So I am just using Elmer's glue, just regular old Elmer's glue. It dries, you can't really see it. And I'm using a toothpick to apply the glue. And I can go pretty heavy on this because it's a big piece. I wouldn't go super heavy on the smaller pieces that connect because then you're going to get the glue squeezing out the sides, which I can also clean up if I need to, and it wouldn't be a problem. If you mess up, we will never know, says Epic Open World. Well, here's the thing. First off, hi, Epic Open World. Thanks for being here, as always, my friend. But the real thing is, if I screw up, I'm going to tell you. Because this is I've never really thought of this, but it's true. Technically, this is an edutainment stream. Now, you may learn from my mistakes. You may learn from my frustrations. You may learn from, things going wrong. But theoretically, it's not a how-to, but it is a how I did. So, no mistakes, only happy accidents. Solved. Thank you, Solve. I appreciate that. But all right, so we're going to try to line up the various slots here. I already can see there's too much glue there, so we're going to kind of scrape that glue away. And just kind of line this up as best we can before we then press down. And we're going to press down here on the table. The hope is that all our layers we're going to try to let all the layers dry completely before we start building other layers because we don't want it to buckle or bounce after it's dried. And what I will do is once I've got all this assembled, all the different layers assembled, I am going to put a weight on it off to the side. I'm just going to put my phone on top of it while we start building our trees, assembling the tree parts. And then we will combine the two. That's a pro tip that I wish I had learned previously, but I am happy to tell you about. Okay, so then this is the next layer, and that's going to go here because these are where our trees are going to go. So this is the next layer. And again, we are going to apply some glue. The nice thing about this glue is if we really need to, we can dig our X-Acto knife in and, separate the pieces better if we have to. That's hopefully we won't do that. And we don't have to go heavy with the glue, just enough to kind of keep the layers together. As I said, we don't want it to buckle, but we also don't want to really have a bunch of glue squeeze out the sides or whatever. Out there, hey, it's Monday. I hope you're okay. I'm not going to throw a bunch of platitudes out there. I'm not going to, take a long time to dwell on things. I posted on Twitter, and I do believe it to be true that today was a day where I was like, oh, it's raining out. It's pouring. Guess I can't go outside. That was a definite thing that I was doing today because it was raining all day in Brooklyn, and I wouldn't have gone outside probably. Now, I definitely fucked up today, and I'll admit that. I'm big enough to admit my faults and talk about them. So here's what I'll say. I personally do not think it was wise for myself personally to watch a video about a food item that I do not have in my apartment. Specifically, I was hitting some random videos Epic says it is Monday and I have played Doom for 4 days and I have to go back to work tomorrow. Epic Home World, be safe and take care of yourself. I'm glad you got to play Doom. Um, uh, yeah, I watched a bunch of videos. Bon Appetit did a series of videos on like their pizza, uh, and I don't have pizza. I don't have any. And I don't have. I couldn't make pizza if I wanted to. I shouldn't have watched the video about pizza. I fucked up real bad. Harold says, "Happy anniversary! Today is the 7th anniversary of the first 440 at PAX East." You are totally correct, Harold. 7 years ago today, PAX East. I did the first ever live from PAX 404ing it, which was the video show, the best of the internet show that I did. It was my foray. We filled the room pretty much full. It was myself, Eric Pope, Chris Kohler, and Ryan Davis, the late, great Ryan Davis. And it was a really fun show. Ryan sent me 2 videos 15 minutes before the panel started because he had said he claimed I hadn't explained what the panel was. In reality, that was to bust my balls because that's what Ryan did and what he was very good at. He had just not read anything. He did. To be fair, and to be fair to him, he did loan me a MiFi. That's what we're talking about then, because I did not have a phone that I could hotspot. He had a portable MiFi that he did loan me so I could download the 2 videos he wanted to show on the panel that he had not sent me in advance. I had run into him that weekend to actually guarantee that he was going to be at the panel. And I would later find out that that someone from PAX panels had reached out to Ryan to confirm that I actually knew him and I wasn't making up that he was doing my panel because it was my first time doing a panel and people didn't know me. But yeah, he later claimed, and then he was man enough to admit during the panel he said something to the effect of, "Oh, I didn't understand. I just sent 2 videos. You guys have a theme?" Because Chris and Eric created a theme for their videos. I always gave people the way out when making these things that they didn't have to have a theme. It could just be like stuff I like. Because some people like just that's never going to be their thing. They were never going to put that work in. But I always appreciate when people had a theme for videos. That was a fun show. I had a good time. There's one 404ing it that got away from me that ended up feeling very mean spirited because because everything came in hot and I could not preview stuff to be like, hey, could we refocus this? And there's one, that one I don't love, but all the other ones I love, and that one I still like. I just think that it ended up it felt more mean spirited because there's always a touch of a little bit of it, but that was never the goal. It's the best stuff of the internet. You don't have to necessarily like everything I put on those videos. In fact, it would be weird if you loved every moment of everything, particularly my stuff, because sometimes I pick things that I couldn't justify you liking. There's no way. It's just the thing I think is amazing, and I don't know. Also, there some of the early 404ing it's I am pandering. Well, if it only happened once, you do. Yeah, epic. But like I said, to me, having one show that I'm like, that's a fucking bummer. That's still really good, and I can acknowledge that and admit that. And like I said, people might disagree. I do think I was pandering when I stopped caring about putting in video game content because at the time, you may not remember this. There was a period of time where Twitch was trying to distance itself so far from Justin TV that they were trying to say that Twitch was video games only. Like talk show stuff, they didn't want to see that anywhere. Anything that wasn't video game. And PAX was an exception because there were panels at PAX that had nothing to do with um, there were panels at PAX that had nothing to do with video games, or specifically games. But I was always worried about that, so my first couple 404 its, I did my damnedest to like include, a throwaway thing. Here's the thing about video games. Here's fun, builds of this. Here's kids in video game commercials. Here's a cappella groups singing video game themes or something like that. And eventually it was just like, whatever. You like other things. Now there are channels that are just someone eating food. Yes. Well, Epic Open World. Now, Makers and Crafting is a channel. It's not just IRL, which it would have been. Pope has some weird videos. Yes. Harold, I would say there's probably only one Pope. There's only one video that Eric Pope that I ever agreed to view. Oh yeah, the marching band. Yeah. But like just being like, hey, I want to showcase like Drew Scanlon's video stuff of music from different countries, and is such a wonderful segment of just like this band playing on accordions, Take on Me, for a bunch of Norwegian fishermen, fish workers, is such a weird, bizarre thing. But like that segment, I always loved because I'm just like, I don't know. Alex Navarro Alex has a reputation and he has a vibe, and it's his performance. A lot of it's performance. Alex Navarro is one of the most thoughtful people to ever do 404ing it. Like, I would say outside of me, he is the person that puts the most effort into a segment for 404ing it. Like, incredibly, like, this is what I want to do. I want to do this. Here are the videos. Here's a few extra. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. This is what I'm thinking. I want to show these. Oh, okay. Oh, you only want to show part of that? Okay, like the first time Alex did the show, he clipped all the videos himself and uploaded them to a server for me to have, which no one has ever done before or since. Most people just send me YouTube links, or they send me like a thing and I go, hey, well, let's build on this. Or they like said like, oh, I'm thinking of doing this. Like, Alex is just like, this is what I want to do. Here we go. It is incredible, the amount of effort that Alex put into those videos. Like, just truly, just incredible. He's a true professional. Indeed, he is. Total pro. All right. So we've got, we're going to build some trees now. We're going to build some trees, and then we're going to we'll put some grass on it at some point. But first, we gotta do this. So let's build some trees by cutting them out using our X-Acto knife. 404ing it was a joy and a dream. It is a lot of effort, and I will do it again, but it is right now a retired program. Because improvised postmortem doesn't take any effort, really, and the results are great and really enjoyable, and I have a lot of fun doing it. And then Pat Baer's Anime Club is work. It is akin to the 404ing it work that I had to do. But it's new, and I've only done it once now, and I have to do it again. I was planning to, and still may, apply for a convention in New York, but I have no idea if it's going to happen or not. They have not postponed it or canceled it yet. It is later in the year. Actually, I should look that up. See what date it's supposed to be. Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's supposed to be in August. So, as of right now, it is still planned to happen in August, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pitch not improvise. I'm gonna pitch Pat Bear's Enemy Club as a panel, but I don't know. Who knows, right? I think everything is up in the air, and it's rough. Uh, any convention that chooses to cancel now, I'm I support. Anyone that is, especially folks that are would be planning to travel internationally, that are like, I'm just gonna not do it. Uh, well, that's the thing, Epic Open World, right? So, like, at a certain point, uh, good evening, Dirty. At a certain point, especially for folks that are traveling internationally to places, like, uh, there are a bunch of like people are not convinced that Airbnb is going to be a like you can't put an Airbnb deposit down, right? You can put a hotel deposit down. No one should be booking an Airbnb for the fall. They should just not do that because nobody knows if any of the people that make a living running Airbnbs are still going to be doing it. Outside of like room for rent, maybe, but like if you own a bunch of properties to just sublet them as Airbnbs, you are out of business, basically. So, uh, looking far ahead, it's like if you are going to fly somewhere and get a hotel room, you're in for the late summer. You've got to start thinking about that. But well, no one should be doing that until April at least, the very earliest. So I don't know. Uh, it's it is it's another thing. There are a lot of another things. It's just another one of those another things that people have to deal with and think about. And like I said, I am happy for everyone that makes the call to do stuff and people that say, yeah, we're not doing this. I also like totally get it and understand. Uh, everybody's got to make their own choices when it comes to these things, and that's okay. Like, uh, I'm doing a pretty fun thing this Wednesday. It's going to be an experiment. I haven't done it before. I'm nervous about it, but I think it's going to turn out great. Uh, and I hope you'll be able to come check it out on Wednesday night. It's going to be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time to accommodate some West Coast friends that'll hopefully be participating. Um, Fun times are here now. We just went on curfew and shelter in place for the next 2 weeks. Dirty, welcome. Yeah, I am in shelter in place. I do not know if there is a curfew right now. I do not believe we are under curfew, but we are in shelter in place, non-essential. Essential personnel only. Trips, emergencies. Don't just go hang out. Welcome to it. Stay safe, and we're all gonna get through this shit. But yeah, I hope to bring you a very fun comedy thing on Wednesday, playing some Smack Talk Showdown with some friends of mine. I'm gonna announce some people tomorrow who are going to be doing it, and I'm waiting to confirm a few other people. Um, uh, Epic says, I think Gamescom is the convention that will have to decide real early if they're going to cancel. Yeah, that one's the big one. The next big one. That one in San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con is going to have to decide pretty early because it's another one of like, our, I don't know. We're on lockdown here in OH, Lord Crashton, okay? But I still have to go to work tomorrow because it's essential. Well, Lord Crashton, thank you for your service. I laughed a little bit in there because that is a thing to say, but take any precautions you can. Thank you, and I hope that I hope that people are nice. Uh, Harold is still not shelter in place. Yeah, Harold, I don't think Florida's going to. And I'm sorry about that. Um, has me wondering if my Instacart will run tomorrow. And then Lashbrook says, yeah, we're supposed to announce shelter in place tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm being told my job is essential. Yeah, again, folks, I'm sorry for those of you that would prefer to stay at home, especially if you are at risk. Certainly. Um, uh, Somebody asked me if, oh, well, I know you need a job. Did you apply for Amazon? And the truth is, I did not apply for Amazon because um, the only jobs that are currently they're hiring is in New Jersey, and I would have to commute about an hour and a half into New Jersey on probably still probably pretty busy train in order to get there, uh, and for most likely poor working conditions. So I have opted not to do that. Yeah. Uh, like I said, theoretically on Wednesday I'm gonna get. At least I'm not in Texas. Um, uh, hey, replies Lashbrook. Texan Lashbrook replies, hey. Everybody just like stay safe, be cool. I am a bit of a broken record on that. There's only so much I can say to y'all. I just have to be positive and hope for the best. Uh, um, we'll see what happens. Uh, Cuomo, hey, in New York, Cuomo has been good about some things and terrible about other things. It is a real good bad. There's a lot of good bad going on here, which has been frustrating in many aspects, good in some. I'm also very much afraid that New York will be the first state to say to lift all uh, uh, stay-at-homes and and social distancing. I'm really afraid that New York is going to be the first ones to be like, reopen Broadway, open up everything. Like, I'm really afraid that we're going to completely overwhelm all New York hospitals and put people at risk. Which, less than ideal. Let me just say, I work on the side of one of the large corps in the country. It's borderline if we are considered essential. Also, the company is trying to throw together a work from home option. And Bill World, I hope you get that option. Good luck to you, my friend. But yeah, I hope you can work something out, and you can indeed work from home. All right, we are setting here. We're working on a tree, so we're going to line things up. I put a little too much glue on there, so I am going to attempt to wipe off the excess here. Uh, it's okay. It will dry, and we'll be fine. But yeah, just layering there. Uh, an 80-year-old guy broke quarantine to go grocery shopping and got my sister sick. Oh, dirty. I'm so sorry to hear that. Uh, this was my first day of training planning for virtual teaching. That's right, Harold. You're doing the virtual. Dirty. Yeah. Again, I'm sorry to hear that. And positive vibes and energy for your sister, of course. Uh, yeah. Especially folks that are immune compromised, that are at risk. You've got my sympathy and my support, of course. Um, Oof. Here's the thing I haven't, look, I still want to, work from home. I would like to have that, earn some money doing some work. So I've been applying for things and trying to get things going and reaching out to contacts and all kinds of stuff like that. Um, but I also still have like Glassdoor and LinkedIn sending me stuff, and they're sending me things about the things I've applied for, which is great. But then they're also just sending me things that are like jobs they think I'm right for, which is generally good, except that some of those jobs are um, businesses that are currently closed. Like, I'm telling you right now, VR World is not going to reopen. There's no way that when people are getting out there and doing what they got to do, they're going to go to VR World. So I feel like, no Glassdoor. VR World is not hiring right now. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and wager that they're not looking for people to fill vacancies at that company. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm real wrong about it, but I bet I'm not. Uh, Happy to have a job that keeps paying me, unlike a lot of other folks. Yes, contract work has obviously been tougher to get for recently. The Brooklyn Comedy Collective, the place that I employs me to tech there twice a week, are going to be doing some virtual shows, and they will be paying producers for that because there's ways to tip people. If you see my Twitter, twitter.com/PatBaer, I retweeted the artistic director of the Brooklyn Comedy Collective who posted about those shows. And if you're interested, you could go and check that out. There'll be live comedy shows. Some of those shows are really weird, and this version of them will be even weirder because it will be trying to do a stand-up show, from Google Hangouts or something. We're not really sure. I'm not really sure how some of these shows are going to work, but they're going to do like one show a night, and you can tip, and it's a whole system. As I said, twitter.com/PatBaer, and I put a thing out there. And some of those shows would already been weird, and oh boy, now who knows? In lighter news, I'm very excited about a thing I'm doing for Animal Crossing, which involves uploading a Doom wall texture in 16 separate pieces. Hey, Lashbrook, whatever you need to get through it, my friend. Like, people got to find their bliss and have their bliss. Get your moments of bliss in while you can. So that's awesome. Now, me following my bliss and finding my moments and taking me time and having my best time of things means that I uninstalled Doom Eternal. And I'm on a Doom 2016 playthrough, replay. I think the third time I played through it. Because even on the easiest difficulty, Doom Eternal I can understand why some people are like, this is the best Doom game I've ever played. This is my favorite. They did all the things I wish they had done in whatever. But none of the stuff that they changed is stuff I wanted them to change. There were a couple moments that were very fun and funny, but it doesn't have... I don't feel like it's fun. I didn't have fun playing it. And I didn't feel challenged. I felt hindered. And it has a... I don't care why it's hell on earth. I don't care who the Doom guy is. He's the fucking... We call him the Doom guy. I don't give a shit what he is and why he's the way he is and how he can do all the things he does and why there are demons on Earth. I don't give a shit about any of that. I do not care. A guy betrayed people? Sure. It's hell on earth. We opened a gateway we shouldn't have. That's all I need. Somebody fucked up. Somebody was possessed and fucked up. That's all I need. I do not need what we got at all. Are there incredible set pieces? Yes. Do I like the one human dude that's like, yeah, let that guy come. I could take the, fuck. Yes, I love that dude. I love the dude that's like, hey, can I just say I'm a big fan? I love that guy. There are moments that I really liked that happened in it. But I would die, and I was like, am I playing this wrong? And I don't want to wonder if I'm playing it wrong or not. No, it wasn't that I was playing it wrong. It's that I needed to get good. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to get good. I wanted to have fun playing. These are really tiny pieces, so I cut them out on my own ahead of time, just so y'all know. Dave Lang is in a mood. All right, Lord Crashington. Guess I'll click on this here. Yes. So, of course, I am on one spectrum of the at home. Yesterday, I chatted with people, via Zoom and via Google Hangouts. I talked to my landlord because she was sitting on her front step. But I'm in otherwise complete isolation. Other people have like family that they're around, and they have they're dealing with all that. Some people are learning that you stay at that teachers should. Some people are learning that teachers should be paid more, and that they're just. Or that there's no closing doors when it comes to kids, and I think some people are handling it better than others. I do think that my Saul says, I'm loving Doom Eternal, but can only do one level in one sitting. Ultraviolence makes you have to be savage as hell, and while it's fun, it's very draining. Yeah, I mean, that was also part of it, was that I was, finishing a thing and going do I really want to keep playing? And the answer was no. I really didn't want to keep playing. There's one thing to be I did it, and there's another to be oh, I got real lucky there. I don't want to get lucky. I want to fucking play the game. And I want to play it my way, and I want to do the things I want to do. They made Doom Eternal they took feedback from Doom 2016 and made the game that is somebody's dream game, and I know that's to be true. But for me, it's a big disappointment. It felt like a no-brainer. And it's a brainer. But yeah, so I wonder what my current state would be if my roommate had not decided to stay with his girlfriend and was home. We're both kind of private people, but we meet up in the kitchen and things like that, and we certainly get along well. So I do wonder what my current isolation would be like if I had my roommate here. It definitely would be different, but I don't know how different it would be. Be kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm playing on Hurt Me Plenty, and I think about 110% too hard. Also, way too much platforming. Yeah. Also, I'm not good at the platforming. Still not good at the platforming, and I could forgive it a bit in Doom 2016. There were parts where I was mad, but I was never put the controller down mad. I am often put the controller down mad. I don't like that. Tweet on that. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like in. I'm just everything's weird. I don't like the platform either. Uh, yeah. Lord Consciousness, I hope you have a great time with it. Like I said, when I see people talking about loving it, there was somebody somebody I follow like changed their display name to be like to have Eternal in it, and I was like, yeah, man, I hope you're fucking loving this shit. But meh, nah. I'm over here thinking about Demon Hunter, the upcoming new class in Hearthstone. They're putting in a new class in Hearthstone, the first ever. I'm excited about that shit. They're completely gutting and completely, totally gutting and revamping, um, basically the priest class, totally fucking it up and changing it and giving new cards. Uh, it's gonna be some real weird shit going on in Hearthstone, and I'm here for it, excited about it. The meta is gonna be all kinds of fucked up, and then Singleton Rogue will still be the best deck, and it won't matter at all. But it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited about it. Don't let others yuck your yum. Yes, indeed. I mean that's the real truth. That is the true statement. I'm want people to have a good time and enjoy what they're into. Really like the game. Yeah. Yes. Epic. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's you know that's the thing. Like I'm also disappointed that I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not mad that other people like it. Like, that's not I'm not trying to tell people like, no, you're wrong. This game sucks. I'm just like, oh, bummer. Okay, so we got some branches to put on here. Put a little glue at the bottom of this. I don't really have anything much to talk about with this assembly. It's small. I did put the old uh, um, sorry. Yeah, I did put I zoomed in a little bit as I kind of revamped some stuff. But yeah. Um, says I'm playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I wanted to finish that before getting to Doom or Animal Crossing. I feel like it really came out at a bad time. I mean, it sounds like it came in incredibly hot, like it was broken at launch, like review was bad. So I think they were just trying to get it out before. And yeah, if they had been able to put it out a month earlier, it would have really benefited them in the gut, because people were at the end of their like, oh, I'm trying out stuff, or like, hey, I'm finishing up my backlog. Like people were done with their backlog at that point. So I'm uh, but it sounds like it came in real hot and kind of busted. So, um, but yeah, I didn't really like Ori in the Blind Forest, so didn't really get that. I understand though. I've got particular tastes. I'm playing. Hey, you want to know what I'm playing a lot of? I'm playing a lot of One Piece Bon Bon. It's a match 3 game set with One Piece characters. It's not great, but I can still play a lot of it for free, and I got stuck on a thing for a little while until I got some bonuses, early game bonuses built up, and then I got through it. Uh, and It's not a great match 3 game. But it is certainly a free One Piece themed game that loosely takes you through the plot of the series. It's all good now. They patched it a few times. It's a lot better. Yeah, I did hear that, and that's great. I'm glad that they patched it. I'm glad that people are enjoying this version of it. That's rad. But yeah, I heard that it started off real rough. Yeah, I don't know if I can recommend Bon Bon, but it is a game I'm playing on my phone as I like have things going on as I sit on my bed. Here's the thing I can tell you. I was doing some spring cleaning yesterday because it has been a while since I did some cleaning stuff, taking care of things. And you know what I found? A still sealed in a package pillow that I forgot I had bought. So I'm sleeping. Last night was first night on a wonderful brand new pillow. It turns out my old pillow was shit, and I knew. Look, did I know my pillow was shit? Yes. Did I realize how old and shitty that pillow had become? No, I was unaware of how much I needed a new goddamn pillow. I needed a new goddamn pillow, and I'm really psyched to have one. Uh, so yeah, that was that. Yeah, that felt real good. My last pillow was real garbage. I didn't realize it had gotten that bad, but it had gotten that bad. Um, New pillows rule, right? One thing I can tell you about this is working with glue is glue like Elmer's is every once in a while you just have to kind of run your fingertips in your palms a little bit, try to get off if you have any glue on there, because sometimes it dries, obviously, and then can flake in places. I've got a tiny piece here. We're going to try to cut out as best we can. Can I get this here? I need to find my tennis balls and run my pillows in the dryer for a while. Oh yeah. Every once in a while, somebody says that they're like, "Hey, what do we do about laundry?" And that obviously applies to people that don't have it in their building or don't have it in their apartments or houses or whatever. And my answer was just like, "Y'all changing clothes a lot?" Oh, are y'all changing clothes? Was I supposed to change clothes? Was that a thing that I was supposed to be doing? I mean, I am, but just certainly not in the frequency I was when I was going to a job all the time or out to see people. Like I'm not certainly as frequent as I need to be. Am I wearing a different shirt every time I stream? Of course I am. Yeah, Ig. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, when I run out of something, I'm gonna just start washing and letting things air dry, I guess. Also, like, I am a block away from a laundromat. I guess I could just. I don't. I don't think it's a set. I don't know if my laundromat's open. Hey, I don't know if my laundromat's open. I feel like it probably isn't. And maybe I should have done laundry on Saturday. Oh well, I'm going to wash a bunch of stuff in my sink, I guess, if I need to. Uh, oh yeah, I haven't worn pants more than one day a week since I went on work at home almost 6 years ago. Yeah, uh, yeah, I have like a couple different like work from home out like comfortable clothes that breathe. I don't need the sweatpants here because there's a lot of heat in my apartment, but I've got options for things to kind of keep things dry and comfortable and clean. But right now I have like my going out jeans, and I when I need to put on my going out jeans and I go out. And sometimes that's been to get food or to sit on my porch because I'm not at. It's still too cold for me to just hang out in my pajamas on my porch. But yeah, I will often put a shirt on, a new shirt to stream with, and that is kind of the extent of what I'm doing. Okay. All right. I'm going to let this dry and connect here under my phone. Just a little bit of weight. So this is what we've got done there. We got that one tree we did there. Gosh, I wish it was too cold to do stuff. Yeah. Like I said, today was too rainy to do anything, right? Just too rainy. All right, so we got that. We got that. Here is everything that is done with our kit, including another tree that I'm now just kind of putting some pressure on. So, they would like us to assemble the trees and then to decorate them. And how do we do that? 90 degrees on Wednesday, Lastbrook. Well, shit. That's a lot of degrees. So we have two types of our colored for foliage here. We have our green here, which is like tree stuff, our moss-looking things, and then we've got this like powder, kind of dirt, dust, sand thing going here. And I don't know how this is applied, but this is mostly, it's going to be like a lot of layers here. And then where there are trees, as you can kind of maybe see in the photo there, where there are trees, that's where we're going to put a lot of tree on our back one, and then a little bit here and there. But most of this is going to be just like covering the ground with the sand, which is basically putting a lot of glue down and then putting it there. Yeah. I mean, 90 degrees in March feels like a fuck ton of degrees. All right, so what are we going to do? We are going to start applying some of our moss and some of our coloring here. I am probably going to I'm going to be using my reference photo, which is the same photo you see there on the left and right, as kind of like how they like to do it. I'll probably cover this all with this stuff and let that sit while I start, and then I'll add in my trees and kind of glue them in and just go step by step. I think that's the ticket. And then the last thing I'll put in is I will add our friends. And then maybe do this front thing here after. But right now, we're taking a break. It's a pause for the cause, y'all. If you're new to the stream, if you haven't seen this, this is an opportunity for me to kind of promote what I'm up to and what's going on with me. Give you a chance to help out if you're so inclined. You are under, especially in these times, you're under no obligation to support me in any way, shape, or form. If you want to, I would be very much obliged and appreciate it very much if you would like to support the channel. If you're currently a subscriber, let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Let the people know. Using your cash money is a great way to support the channel. You could also use Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you link it with your Twitch. That is another way to support the channel. You have to manually renew that if you've been doing that. If you use cash money, that's an ongoing thing. The numbers go up. It feels great. I'd like to get back up to 40 subs. Right now we're at 38, which is still great. I'm very appreciative. That's awesome. Next Wednesday is the last stream of the month. Monday. Next Monday is the last stream of the month. I'm going to give away 2 Lego sets. And I will get that out to y'all in the future. And thanks for being here and watching the streams. We're going to continue. We're hanging out. We're going to get building in a moment or two. But I do want to, just take a little time to say thank you. And then also, here are some ways you can support the channel. Bits and coins, always appreciated. If you want to do that, if you want to gift subs, if there's somebody in chat and you think, Or just random. You want to hit the random button and just gift a subscription. You could do that. It's awesome to give subs as well. You get your name on a leaderboard. There's an empty spot there because Dirty gave a bunch of subs this month and Silver Streak did as well. I also, donations. You could donate if you're so inclined through various means. Coffee and a Streamlabs thing. PayPal. If you do Streamlabs, it appears on the screen. That's fun, and we'll say thank you. I also have a Patreon, and I just put a call out on my Patreon for questions to be sent to me, emailed or left on any of my things. Once a month, I do a Q&A video just for Patreon. Anyone in the $1, $3, $5, or $10 level gets to pick that. So you could jump in there and support me in Patreon if you'd rather do that than Twitch. I have a wish list. This was bought off my wish list. The next two things I'm building were also bought off my wish list. If you wanted to get something built ahead of the stuff that I have coming up, you could buy something off my Amazon wish list. Now, I would say, make sure that it's being fulfilled in the United States. Don't buy anything that's coming from Japan, which on sometimes stuff that I have is. I think a lot of that right now, like most Lego sets, are just like not available. But if you wanted to buy something off my list, you could, and I will build it ahead of time. I would definitely say go with things that say Prime because it's going to take forever. You are obviously under no obligation to do that. If you would like to, it would be rad, and I would appreciate it. I haven't updated in a little bit. Also, USA Gundam Store. They say that they are shipping things. I believe they are based in Florida. If you wanted to buy a model kit or you want to buy a gift card, it's a little more tricky. You got to buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. Buy a gift card, they email you the code, then you send a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter to me, and I buy that way. That's another way to support the channel. A big way to support the channel would be to join the Discord, because that's free. I post build photos at the end of every step in the process of me working on things. I post photos of what I'm working on. People post stuff they're working on. It's a nice little place, and I really recommend that. I think the people are very chill in my Discord, so you can join that if you want. Also, all these links are in the show description on the YouTube archive that's coming up. Hello, folks that watch the YouTube videos. Hello. Watch a live show if you're able to. It would be great. You're more than welcome to come. A couple YouTube videos you could watch. Baering the List is my ongoing ranking series. I rank all of the Gundam Wing Gundam pilots. So anyone that piloted a Gundam in Gundam Wing, I have ranked them on Baering the List. It's for fun. It's entertainment. Please don't take it too seriously. And then Pat Bear's Anime Club, I talk about the bait and switch. Maybe you want to watch a new anime. Maybe you suddenly have time to binge anime. Here are a couple that pull the old switcheroo on you. You can watch that. We'll also be talking about anime in a moment. But right now, I'm going to hit the Nightbot command for water. And I'm going to drink some water. And this is your chance to maybe stretch out, roll your arms a little bit. I am wearing my New York Comic Con shirt that I got for working at New York Comic Con. It does have a pizza rat on the back of it. That it is weird that one of the themes of 2019's New York Comic Con was pizza rat years and years after. It is a weird thing that happens. I don't know why they did it, but they did. And then we're going to get back to building, and we're going to start putting some powder down here. And while we do that, forgot someone knocked on my door earlier this morning. Found my 144 Barbatos was delivered. Hell yeah, Dirty. Enjoy that 144 scale Barbatos. The Barbatos is a fantastic Gundam. Just, here's my advice to you. The chest is going to seem weird. Because the chest and torso, and chest, areas are going to feel a little weird because the Barbatos, like all other Gundams in the Iron Blood Orphans line, are inspired by demons and have a hunched over animalistic demonic like thing going. They're not the straight up and down. So there's a weird thing there. So it feels a little weird. But that's what it's supposed to be doing. It's a hunched over thing. It's like me when I'm streaming. It's me when I'm trying to reach my keyboard, which I'm not normally able to do. All right, back to building. So I'm going to talk about some anime. 3 shows that I normally watch for Monday streams, and 1, I'm doing a new thing, folks. This is very new to the channel. I'm trying it out because we are at the end of the season. April, there's going to be a new season. The Gusion and Minori. Oh, yes. Okay, good. Yeah. The Gusion is a little more traditional than the other ones. But yeah, it was a thing that I had to get used to. All right, so we're going to start back here. We're going to start back here applying our powder just as a test because it will be hidden the best. So I just kind of want to see how this is going to go. Harold, have a great night. Good luck tomorrow with your training. Thanks for being here. So I'm doing a thing where I'm gonna hit the random button on Crunchyroll every stream. Like for every stream, I'm gonna hit the random button and just see what I can see on Crunchyroll. And I might not actually want to watch the thing, or I might have already watched it. So I'm gonna be trying to look for new things. But it might be something to rewatch. And then I'll watch a couple episodes and I'll talk about what I watched. And I did that on Saturday, and I'm gonna do that. I did that today, so I'll talk about that. But first, I want to talk about Room Camp. Room Camp is the side story 3-minute episode video series that complements Laid Back Camp. And it is really fun and enjoyable. I would recommend it if you are a fan of Laid Back Camp and you're looking for something else to watch. They're short and you can binge all of them now. They're 3.5 minutes with the closing theme, so it's really 3 minutes. And they're about this little adventure. And this last one was really fun because Nadeshiko realized what good friends she has. Also, they theoretically go camping, but really they're just in the school. And it's just like a light little thing. And it's way more friendship stuff. And it rules. And I was really, really happy about it. Oh, that looks kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to start applying more of this powder. And I'm going to be a little haphazard with my glue. The only thing I'm going to try to avoid is gluing over any of these slots here in the piece. But I'm just going to apply a bunch of glue, and then I'm going to put a bunch of this kind of like sand, dirt stuff going through here. But like I said, I'll poke through and try to remove any glue for things that, don't need to have glue in them. But yeah, Room Camp is just a fun little extra. I would recommend it. I think it's really cute and fun, and you can binge it. I don't think I would recommend Yatogame-chan Season 2. Even if you've watched Season 1, it just didn't... It's just too random. Like, I think if you are from the region of Nagoya, you could appreciate the show, but as someone who is not, I don't know. I like the characters, and I think the first season did a better job having these characters have fun and being people in the space. And I had a lot more fun watching it the first season than I had watching this season. So I'd be less invested in that, or less interested in recommending that. But here's the show that I recommend. I am a broken record about saying this. This was a mediocre at best season of anime. There were very few standouts. There were very few shows that were easy to recommend. There were a lot of caveats and a lot of Like, the best show of 2020 right now. The show that every season coming will have to compare itself to is Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. Please, it is now done if you are a premium member. If you are not a premium member at Crunchyroll, the last episode will be up next week. But since I've watched every episode, I can 100% without question recommend Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. It is a love letter and a championship of trying and going for it. And it focuses on animation, but it is about creativity. And all passions are valid. All creative passions are valid. Even the pursuit of like making things happen, like the production role, is still valued in this show. It is lovely, and I can't say enough good things about it. Eizouken, it looks like a Gorillaz video, and the opening theme takes some of its suggestions. The video for the opening takes some of its suggestions from the Hotline Bling video, which is just funny music video, which is really funny and weird and a random thing. But yeah, it's awesome. The last episode was so good. Them at basically at Comic-Con, at the at a Comic-Con, the final drive, the creative attempts to solve their problems, to get the thing they need done, so they can move on. The cut, there was a dance sequence that the song they got, they hadn't. Hey, a valuable lesson is learned. They had heard a demo of a song, and then they got the final product, and they didn't preview it for 2 weeks. By the time they listened to the final product, well, it turns out the composer had changed their mind and gone a different direction, and was just like, oh, I really like what this is. And it wasn't what they wanted. But they hadn't listened to it. You gotta listen to those things, producers. So they were in a madcap thing, and it was really interesting, really fun show. I can't recommend it enough. Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. It's available on Crunchyroll. Also, it's been a while since I said this on stream, so it is important for me to say these things because I care about these things. I am not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Crunchyroll, but I do currently have a free account from Verve. The fine folks at Verve, Crunchyroll, have given me a free account. I do not pay for my premium account, but there are no strings attached to that. And I have also, on one occasion, done contract work for Crunchyroll vis-a-vis conventions. So anything I talk about those shows on their channel should, if you want to take it with a grain of salt, you're more than welcome to. But that's important to me that I say that now and again. I don't say that in front of every video. I don't say that every stream. But it is a thing that matters to me. So, all right, I'm going to add a little more dusting here. As you can see, I'm going to have to clean this table up because I didn't put anything down. That's okay. I'm not doing another build stream till Thursday, so I can allow for this to get a little more dirty. But I don't want this to be uniform. So I'm putting more glue in spots, then I'm putting other glue, trying to shake this up. I'm trying to get some texture here. So I'm putting glue on top of some of this before I shake it out. And then some parts that have dried, I'm putting more glue on here in an attempt to just kind of mix things up a little bit. Like I said, I'm trying to keep the slots open here, and I have mostly succeeded in doing that. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife now. Just kind of poke up from the bottom here. As you can see, just poking my knife up there and keeping all of these clear so that my various pieces can get in there, and I'm going to glue them in there, but also so they just can rest in there easier. Um, so yeah, Eizouken, best show of the season. That's not saying a lot because this was a poor ass season and it was not as cool as it could have been. But also the shows were great. That show was great, and I recommend Eizouken very, very much. And then the random show that I watched this season. I watched or this for this stream. Like I said, I'm going to do that for every stream. I'm going to pick a random show. I'm going to try to watch it. Um, I ended up watching um, Miss Bernard Said. Miss Bernard Said. Period. Is another. Wasn't expecting this. It was another 3-minute show that came out in like 2016. It is about a girl that wants to appear to be worldly, that she reads a lot of books, but she gets bored with books very easily. And it is the other characters in the library that have to deal with her and her nonsense. The straight man, the person that um, is mad at her, but because she doesn't read, but also wants to be friends. The librarian who's dealing with a bunch of bullshit. It's cute. It's fast. I only watched about half of it, but it's like 12 episodes. But I watched a good chunk of it, and I would say it's pretty neat. I'd recommend it if you're looking for another show to binge. On Saturday, I talked about iShield 21, which is a fun, weird football comedy sports show, anime that I enjoyed quite a bit. And then this one is weirder. It's definitely it's a cute little show. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know if it goes anywhere, but it was fun. As Miss Bernard said. Also, that is not her name, but that is what she wants people to call her is Miss Bernard, because I think she thinks it's cooler. All right. So look at this here. We're gonna put some plants down there. Put a little there. I guess we could put some of this on the trees as well if we wanted to. Do a little of that on there. But yeah, I am. This is all experimentation right now. The this is the Princess Mononoke one. The Totoro that I built, assembled the papercraft, did not have this kind of powdered thing going here. It was just all bushes and trees and shrubs. So I'm just kind of experimenting, playing around, trying to get textures and playing with layers. And I'm feeling pretty good about that. So we're going to let that sit and dry. I'm going to try to move some of this off the table. Obviously, I'm going to have to clean things up here properly. I could have put something down. I didn't. So there's another learn from my mistakes tip. As far as anime goes, I also just rewatched the last episode of. I watched it tonight at dinner, as one of my dinner animes. I just rewatched the latest My Hero Academia because it's such a feel-good, lovely episode. Eri-chan smiled. That little girl who's never really been able to be a little girl and have a good time, had a goddamn good time. She smiled and had fun. And she deserves it. And I was I don't know, I was fucking thrilled to see that shit. It was really nice. Really nice moment in the shows, and the song was really fun. And seeing people get into it and have a good time, and characters having a time to shine. Just a fun episode. Just nice. And one of the low-key best parts of that episode is after the performance as Eri-chan, the girl who's never really had a chance to be a little girl and have fun and smile, is excitedly telling Deku things he already knows about the performance because he was in it, and being the most lively we've ever seen her about anything, uh, Deku just like tears up because he's so happy he was able to help. And then has to like quickly just be like, I'm really glad. But like he literally just like has a moment of just being so happy that he was able to help. And it's a really touching, lovely moment. We are going to let this moss kind of dry here while we attach this. We're doing it, folks. This is what we were waiting for. But yeah, this little mini part of My Hero, which is going to lead into some ranking stuff and kind of our next big storyline, was pretty neat overall. Pretty positive on it. But yeah, overall, pretty cool. And we also, yeah, I would recommend. I started watching Inspector Day. I wasn't sold on it until the end of the third episode. To be honest, I'm ready to see it to the end now. Yeah. So, the thing that I keep saying about Inspector, and the next episode will be the last one. So I'm also like excited about it. Is that show really surprised me in a good way? It was not what I was expecting it to be. I was definitely expecting it to be more of an action show and less of a like thought experiment. Like I was expecting it more about the dude and less about even though she's the goddess of wisdom. There are characters who are involved way more than I thought they'd be. And I don't want to give any of that away, but yeah, there are characters that have much more to do in the show than I would have ever thought possible. All right, so this is not. I messed up somewhere here because this is not slotting in like it should. Probably could have tested it, but we will just kind of force that in there. It's most likely me assembling this tree. I just didn't do it properly, but we'll let that sit there and gather some time to dry. But yeah, Inspector's a weird one. But I did really enjoy it. Okay. All right. Well, got some update about a thing. But yeah, I would say that it is much more of a like mental exercise. Like there's a lot more like humanity bullshit in it, and a lot less like punching evil demons. Even though the first episode highly implies that that's what a lot of the show is going to be about, it is not. Like a good portion of the show is appeasing some sort of creature that people used to consider a god and wasn't a god, but is just like, I need you to tell me why this thing happened. And you're like, you're not going to just believe it was a weird human, are you? You need more than that, huh? Okay, well, here we go. It's interesting. I do wish, though, keep focusing on talking it out. Yeah, thought experiments. I will say this, though, Ig, and, like, you don't have to agree or anything, but this is where I'm coming from. I don't know why she's not young. She's a college student. I don't know why she has to look young. It's a weird thing in the show that I don't love. I wish that she didn't look the way she does in the show, and I think it's weird. That's just me. I just think it's odd. I think it's a real weird. They made a real weird choice with it, and I don't love that choice. Whatever. Yeah, I think it has to do with like what she's related to in fiction, uh, and her origin stories in like Japanese folklore is what I think. But it is an odd thing, and it like just like they deal with it, but it just adds a creep level. Like show is weird, but doesn't need to be creepy. And occasionally it feels creepy, and I don't like that. I don't mind it being weird. I think it actually has to be weird. Yeah, I think they just leaned into that. It's just like a trope that they didn't need to deal with. And I think it's worse off because of it. But yeah, it's still a fun show. And I do like it more than I thought I was going to. Alright, so we're going to put... This tree's mostly going to be powdery. So I have an excess here on the table, so I'm just using that to try to use some of it up. Just kind of giving it a dusting, knocking off the excess, trying to give it texture. A little bit here and there, trying not to make it look like any of it is on purpose. Trying to make it look accidental. And then you can see here, as I'm starting to put things together, how it's looking. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new season of anime in April. Annie Chart will tell me when the next show's coming out. Yeah, the first show I'm excited about is Tower of God. I don't know anything about the... I know that it's based on a thing. I think it's based on a web cartoon. I know nothing about it other than brief mentions. And then, like, the next day is The Eighth Son. Are you kidding me? Which just seems like a pretty somewhat of a typical isekai, although it looks to me like one of the things they're going for is the idea that it's a struggle. He's not just an overpowered MC. Like, he has abilities, but he's still dealing with stuff, which I like as a concept, and I'm kind of excited to see what comes of that. So yeah, I think like those are the next shows that I'm super excited about. And this alchemy show, Bongo to Alchemist, seems odd, and I might be into it. Something about books and authors, but I can't tell if it's one of those anime where like all the characters are talking directly at you. I don't know. Lastbrook says if anyone wants to see my handiwork, and puts a link to. Oh wow, dang, that's right. That's your Doom. Your Doom in Animal Crossing. Okay, Lastbrook. All right, going for it. You said you were doing. That's what you were working on, and you were working on that. Heck yeah. Alright, I'm putting down, this is like a test, basically. Putting down some stuff here. Oops, try not to, things fall over here. Just gonna putting some branch stuff down. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to clean this table up for Thursday, but whatever. I got time. I got things I can do. Alright. And now I am just putting some glue in places and putting some foliage here, some bushes and some grass. I'm going to just be applying it in places that I want to put stuff and then seeing what sits well there, knowing that this glue will dry and it will not be super noticeable. That's there. But I did want to let some of the moss kind of dry before I started applying a lot of glue because I didn't want to take it up when I put the glue down. Again, I'm going mostly off of what I learned from doing the Totoro kit, what I observed in some of the videos I've been watching, and my own just assumptions. I couldn't think of anything when it comes to island names. So in the spirit of Doom memes, I need photos. Alright, yeah. Hey, Lashbrook, sometimes you just go with like, I don't know if this is right, but this is what I'm doing. I am very much in favor of that as a is a creative influence sometimes. Sometimes you're just like, this is, hey, you know what? This might not be right, but it's what we're doing. This also could be said about this, what I'm doing right now. I'm not, I'm sure other people, they got the tiniest tweezers in the world. They're putting glue exactly where they want it. They're doing everything exactly how they need it. Me, I'm going to want to need to clean these tweezers after this because I've just got glue and foam on it. I'm going to be just doing what I want to do here. It'll be clumpy in places. It'll be bare in other places. There'll be some on the back. It's going to look perfect, and it's not going to look right. And I'm also going to take a second pass at it once I put the finishing touches, once it dries some. I definitely inhaled a little bit of it, which is not great, and I'm going to be paying for that. Coughing a little bit as I talk, but I'm not going to stop talking. All right. Monkey Island. I get it. My AC island is named Gingoro after the island. Oh, yeah. Yes, the Dr. Slump. World famous Dr. Slump. Heck yeah. All right. I think it's high time that we apply some glue here and put our friend and finish up this diorama. Sort of finish it up. All right. Okay. And then put some glue here. I like the idea of naming your island Monkey Island. I think that's very funny. All right, so stream and a half basically to do this, because obviously we're not done yet, but we're getting there. And I'll show this off in a second, but I want to let it dry. So we have more grass and such to add, but this is basically it. We're going to add more to it, but this is pretty much our kit, our papercraft done. Obviously, I'm trying to let a lot of the glue dry before I put new glue on top. I love it. I think this is really cool. Obviously, like if I was a painter, I could be doing some really cool shit with I could really be going at it and making everything look even better, but I think this ended up being okay. Yeah, hi Christian, welcome. I think it does look. I think it turned out pretty cool. So speaking of anime stuff, I'll say this. So they announced, we knew that the end of the year, in October, we were going to get season 2 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. We knew that was coming. Apparently, it is another two double-length season, but it will have a break. Last year, the last time, season 1, it just ran. So it'll take a break, which is cool. And in between will be Slime Diaries. So it's basically going to be like 12 or 13 episodes, then a side series, and then 12 or 13 episodes. Probably 13. It'll probably be 26 total, or 25 or something like that. And that's interesting. I think I like the idea of a side series for that show. I will say the art of all of them in uniforms doesn't necessarily appeal to me. I saw them all in their like vaguely military inspired maybe me as a teen would think this looks cool, but me as an adult thinks that it doesn't look cool and it looks vaguely fascist. I was a little not as psyched about that. Um, but yeah, but the idea of a lot of slime for a long time, I think that's a great way to handle it and to keep interest. And I think it'll benefit season two or the second half of season two very much by having the side series come up then. So I'm excited about more slime. There's action, there's some stuff going on. Uh, the dude that seems like maybe he isn't cool from the first season, we're going to find out if he's cool or not. I don't think he is. I have not read the manga, so I don't know. But that was my vibe, was that guy wasn't cool. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and also, like, look, uh, Kate Leth, who's a comics a writer and animation writer, who I like very much, who is currently partnered uh, up with a friend of mine, um, uh, who rules. Kate is just kind of like indulging a lot in anime in the last like year, and commented about how booby, because it is. Slime is very booby. I mean, it's one of the least horny uh, isekais possible. I would say the least horny isekai is of the modern isekai. The least horny modern isekai is didn't it say to make my abilities average in the next life, because there's like very little. There's very little of that. I mean, there are jokes about her being flat chested, and that is like pretty much it as far as that goes. Uh, but it is not like presentational. Uh, bono cha. Um, but I think like yeah, when we're talking modern like book, well, so here's the thing. Um, the thing about Bookworm is that it is not a modern isekai. Bookworm is a fantasy series where the main character happens to be from another world, but to me, that is, it is and it isn't. But when I say like modern isekai, I generally mean like there's magic in that show, but it's not necessarily about the magic and her abilities. It's mostly about like her wants and needs, which are interesting. And I think that's an interesting element. But I would make that distinction about it. Um, when I say modern isekai, I generally mean the overpowered main character who most of the time has no issues and no problems, and occasionally does have some problems. And in some series has more problems than others. But like uh, I don't know. I think that their slime is, I think, mainly because the guy was an older person in his life. Like there are characters that are into him, and then I also don't love that uh, the naming characters makes them more human-like, especially the dragon, the lizard lady. I was just like, come on, come on. Her brother just looked shinier, and she just looks like a person. She just looks like a, oh cool. Now we just have another humanoid-looking ninja with wings. Not, Like I like that. I was talking about one of the smaller parts of uh, the latest episode of My Hero Academia was um, uh, the beauty pageant, and one of the finalists is just like a dragon lady. She just has like she's just a dragon. And I love that. I love that there's like no reference to it. It's just like, yeah, one of these girls could win, including this person. And you're just like, cool. I mean, awesome. It's just like in the same way that like no one, uh, no one in my hero ever goes like, "Hey man, your quirk is shadows. Why you got a bird face? What's up with that bird face? No one's ever liked that, which I love. They're just like, yeah, you got a bird face. Oh, cool. How you doing? It sucks that sometimes your powers go out of control. It's scary as shit, man. But yeah, I always liked that about my hero, where they're just like, cool, dude. Seems nice. Yes, they need names to get pretty, Christian. Yeah, it's just like, I will say this, that when they call the nameless samurai guy, the samurai uh, uh, dude, he's referred to as romance gray, I fucking love that shit. Yeah, Christian, you're totally right. But here's the thing, like, that show. Yes, Hazuki. I love him being referred to as a romance gray. I just think that's like a great turn of phrase in the original Japanese. Um, uh, but the in My Hero Academia, like there are only so many generations since people got quirks. Uh, so you'd think there'd be more, like, even at UA, there'd be more like folks weirded out by the differences that people have, right? Because there are a lot of people that are just like, I have a power. Like the fact that some people were like, I don't know, Pinky is an alien. Like, what? She's just, what's up? What's going on with you? Uh, Whereas some people just look like, whatevs. Oh, I have this thing. I control electricity, but like, I'm just a guy. Um, I'm sure that there's in some story somewhere they talk about that and the change people had to kind of grow accustomed to as folks started looking different. Um, I'm going to add a little more detail here, I think. Put a little more grass in the front here because I've got it, so I might as well use it. I don't know. I always found that I like that part of my hero. They're just like, yeah, it was a nice little touch that one of the girls that was doing that was just like, yeah, just dragging, just seeing what's up. Uh, Dirty throwing a link in the chat here. I no longer have room for a bed, but this is fine. Showing a video there. I guess I can mute so I don't have music. And then, oh yeah, he's got a wrestling ring in there and some Rock'em Sock'em robots. That's fun. I do like that background. As you may be able to notice, I like a good wrestling background now and again. That is fun. That last episode is probably the best episode of the season. Well, yeah, Christian, I mean, this new arc has been interesting. Um, as we kind of like get over the, no pun intended, get past the overhaul arc, and try to figure out what's next. The thing, I said this before, this whole arc felt like filler, but good filler, and it's not. It's not filler. It's canon. It was in the manga, but it did feel um, like really fun, like character filler arc. Like, hey, we're gonna celebrate Earjack a little bit. We're gonna like explore Earjack and her thing, and like we're gonna come out of it feeling a little bit more cool about that character. And like people are gonna dance, and Bakugo is naturally talented at the drums. He apparently had some musical training as a kid, and yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it and see what's up. And Pinky can dance, and so we'll make that a thing that happens in the show. There's just like a lot of like weird shit that I was like very much not sure I'd be into, but I totally am. It's a cool arc. And then Deku's fight with Gentle, like Gentle Criminal. I love how he was positioned as being fucking dumb, and he is. But he is a symptom of a problem that they, that is probably going to come up. And you even have like Deku say, that could have been me. I could have been a dropout of this. I could have failed. I mean, Deku was going to be and never was. Midoriya, wouldn't have been not even a washout. He wouldn't have been accepted to UA. Uh, oh, yeah. Yeah, no, her parents rule. Yeah, Gentle Criminal's really interesting because, like, he's not, one would assume that he doesn't even believe himself to be an anti hero. He is just he is fighting the system that he perceives failed him because he failed and he didn't get to become a hero. And dreams don't come true. His dream didn't come true, so he needs people to know that dreams don't come true. And then, like, La Brava is just like, she is just like a weird girl that, like, one bad social interaction and apparently not having anyone supportive in her life just fucked her up and made her a sycophant. Like, it's interesting. Especially, and like, obviously super sad as hell. Uh, I found thinking about the fact that cops can check for brainwashing interesting. Oh yeah, there is something about that. But like, Lashbrook, you'd have to because brainwashing is definitely a quirk that multiple people probably had. So you have to be able to check for like quirk influenced brain waves or whatever. Yeah, I mean like, uh, Stained is of the villains. Stained is the interesting one, right? Like Stained is the interesting villain that we had. Like it disagreed with other people's methods, and it was a first like attempt at some sort of grayness of like, yeah, look, you know, made it so people couldn't be heroes anymore. He had to get taken down, but like had like ethics, and it was interesting. Whereas like, yeah, and then like also Midoriya is being incredibly selfish. Like he's putting the needs of trying to look out for the UA students and himself and uh, one girl like giving her a good day. He's putting that over the safety of other people because what if he fucked up? What if he didn't stop him instead of running to a payphone because he forgot his phone? What if he like had just like called the school? He definitely has All Might's phone number memorized. Like there's no way he doesn't have All Might's phone number memorized. So like he could have called All Might and been like, hey, that gentle criminal dude's about to try to break into school. But he didn't. He was selfish about it. I don't know. It was interesting. But yeah, they have to be able to test for all kinds of things because I'm sure there are people who are like, oh, someone used their quirk on me. That's why I did this bad thing. I'm sure that was an early, easy, like, attempt, the instead of the temporary, insanity defense, it was, oh, yeah, someone, I don't know who, but somebody made me do that. They used their quirk and made me do that. And they'd be like, well, we can test it. Interesting little bit of world building and lore. All right. I'm going to call this one done because I could sit and play at this for a long time. Obviously, the glue has to dry here and there. To set this stuff, I might reapply the glue, and I might do some stuff underneath. In fact, I think I might just throw some glue on the bottom here to kind of keep things together. That might actually be a good idea. Let me do that now. But yeah, I'm going to call this kit done. Yes. Yes, he has the brainwash. Yeah, he can, command you to do things. So, like, you gotta, there's gotta be, like, ways to know that happened. Thank you. Yeah, this is my only second time doing a papercraft kit, and I'm very excited with the results. I think it turned out pretty damn great. Um, my next build stream will be Thursday. I will be working on either a Mewtwo model kit. That's right, Mewtwo from Pokemon, a model kit provided by Lastbrook. Or I will start with a Mewtwo Mega Constructs, Mew versus Mewtwo, the battle clash. Mega Constructs, also purchased by Lastbrook. That'll be on Thursday. But my next stream isn't on Thursday. My next stream is on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Please come and check out if you'd like to. You're more than welcome to come check out at 9 p.m. I am playing with friends. First time ever. I'm going to have multiple guests on. We've only had one stream before with a guest, and this will be the first time I'm going to have multiple guests on. Hopefully everything will work out with it. But we're going to be playing Smack Talk Showdown with guests. I'm going to be the MC, and I'm going to be reading the cards because I have the cards, and challenging people to do promos off the cards and create characters and improvise those things in a wrestling setting. And that is going to be on this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. You're more than welcome to come hang out for that if you'd like to. We are going to end the stream by raiding another channel. I'm going to figure that out right now. Real quick, let me go to my own stream here. And then let's see who we got. I'm going to go to Jimmy. Let me see what's going on. We're going to go and we're going to raid Loading Ready Run because Adam is just right now reading from some book, some sort of RPG book, and I don't know anything what's going on with that, but I really like the idea of it, so we're going to go and raid that because I think that's just like a fun idea. It's like a solo RPG adventure. Oh, we're going to play the soundboard. Oh, we got two things for the soundboard, so it's soundboard time. Here we go as I get ready for the raid. And of course, and all right, so we're going to raid. Again, thanks so much, everybody who joined in on the stream. Hopefully, I will see you on Wednesday for the Smack Talk Showdown. I'll be announcing some of my guests tomorrow as I still kind of confirm people and wait to see if people want to reply to their emails, because I don't know. They got stuff to do. And then we will also be back on Thursday with my next build stream, working on some Mews. Thanks so much for hanging out. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye, and let's raid!